Hi friends, welcome to my teacher model. Here I'm going to model how to describe a character using specific details. I'm going to be using the poem from page 1 of Love That Dog, and I'm going to be walking through each of these steps. So pay close attention to what I do. I'll be making some small annotations here just so you can see my think aloud process on paper or on screen. So let's get started. Jack. Room 105, Miss Stretchberry. September 13th. I don't want to because boys don't write poetry. Girls do. Step 1. I need to find the character's identity. What do I know about Jack? Well, because this poem is so small, there's not that much to say, but there are tons of clues to figure out Jack's identity. 1, his name is Jack, because I see it right here. I'm going to circle that. His name is Jack. I'm going to go ahead and make a wild assumption that he's a boy. He goes to school because it says room 105, Miss Stretchberry, so that must be his teacher. And he's a student, and he goes to school. So I kind of figured that that must be Jack. And I'm going to also write over here that Jack is a boy. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that. We don't want to go and say there might be a boy whose name is Jack. A girl's name whose name is Jack. But I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a boy. Also, I'm thinking that it's a boy based on some of the things that he says, his actions. So step 2, find the character's actions. So action words that I'm seeing are don't want and don't write. I see those 2 action words. I'm going to highlight don't want and then don't write. So based on these action words, it's telling me that he thinks boys and girls are different by saying, I don't want to. And then he's also telling me that he doesn't want to write poetry because it says don't write poetry. Step 3, find the character's feelings. I need to think about his feelings that repeat and then some motivation. Now, usually we associate the word motivation with like wanting to get something, but sometimes motivation means a character doesn't want something. And some feeling clues again are don't want and don't write. Also, he's saying that boys don't, but girls do. So I'm going to highlight this one because this is a new detail. Girls do. And based on those words, don't, it like he's not happy about this. He's telling me he's not happy about having to write poetry. Poetry is something that girls do, not boys. He doesn't want to write poetry. That's what I'm getting. So he's not motivated. And so from what I can see, he's not motivated to write any type of poetry. And then step 4, describe the character. Details that repeat are good clues to what a character is really like. So we saw that word don't, that keeps repeating. So based on these clues that I found, Jack is a student in Miss Stretchberry's class. He says that he does not want to write poetry because he thinks it's something girls do. Maybe he also doesn't want to share his feelings. I'll look for these ideas and feelings as I read more poems in this book. So I'm not sure if that's why he doesn't want to write poetry. That may be true, but I'll maybe find that answer as I read more poems. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just sum up what I just said. And I'm going to say that Jack is a student and he does not want to write poetry because that is what girls do, not boys. I went ahead and capitalized that just to emphasize how he feels. Perfect. Now, when you're going and looking at rereading these poems, you don't have to make these annotations. I did that. That way you guys can see my think aloud coming on the screen or coming on paper. So that's why I decided to highlight, do some circling, and add those notes. So just to recap, step 1, I found the character's identity. I figured he's a boy in Miss Stretchberry's class. Step 2, his actions are telling me he doesn't like something because he keeps saying the word don't. His feelings, he's not motivated to write poetry. And then step 4, based on all my clues, I came up with Jack as a student and he does not want to write poetry because that is what girls do, not boys. I hope you enjoyed my teacher model. You're going to log out of this video and head back over into Nearpod. Bye.